Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my intro to the Partners in Cream project for 2025. So this is a project that was created by Steph and Dylin. It's basically cream, liquid products, 3 to 5, rolling style. Intro is January 10th, the finale is December 10th, so updates are the 10th of every month. So let's just get started on this. Was one of my favorite projects last year. It was the first time I did it was last year, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going. I did say it's 3 to 5 products. We're kind of flirting with that a little bit, but let's just get into it and you'll see. So the first product is kind of a 2-in-1. So this is the Kiko Milano Contour and Highlight Stick. It was from the Little Mermaid collection. There's nothing about this particular item that's Little Mermaid at all, other than it says Little Mermaid on it. There were some other items in this collection that I think were a bit more aquatic themed. So yeah, this has a contour on one side and a highlight on the other side. I'm going to be working on both. It would be nice to finish this, but I won't be mad if I don't. I just want to get kind of as much use out of this product as I can this year. I will swatch everything. I'm not wearing this today because it's definitely a lighter kind of product. So one of the reasons why I picked this in particular is to kind of offset the highlight and the contour, or the highlight and the bronzer I have in my project pan are definitely a bit more intense. So they're a bit better for like filming, or like when I want to wear like fun makeup when I'm at home, but maybe a little much for work. So that is what I'm wearing actually today, is my project pan stuff, like bronzer and highlight. But these are the two. That's a really, really intense swatch. They called this a contour, but then on the lid it does say bronzer. Can you even see the highlight? Let me drop the lighting down just a touch so you can see the highlight. There we go. So you can see the highlight. It's a bit more of a golden champagne highlight. And then the bronzer is definitely a warmer bronzer. It kind of leans into the same color range that was the Buxom bronzer that I was using last year, but this blends out a lot easier. So you can see down at the bottom there, like you can almost blend it to nothing. So it becomes a little bit softer, a little bit easier to wear. Same with the highlight. The highlight blends out really, really nicely. One of the challenges that I have with the highlight is because it is a cream highlight, I do find it's hard to get it to like stick, and like at what point in the makeup routine do I put it on? Because if I do put powder over top, you lose that highlight. So the highlight might end up being sort of like a double step highlight. We'll see. Like days where I'm wearing like little makeup, it'll definitely be like the star. But a lot of days where I'm kind of wearing full makeup, it'll maybe just be a layer. I can also see myself using this on the eyes. I have done that as well for a really quick, easy eye look that I'm not really caring if it lasts for a long time. So that's the first item. The blush that I put in was the Rare Beauty, it's the full name of this, Stay Vulnerable Melting Blush in Nearly Neutral. We do have pan in this. I did have this in a previous project and we hit pan. It looks super weird. That pan is kind of funny. You can see that. It's a bit of a crazy little pan going on there. But again, I would like to finish this out. I won't be mad. Won't be mad if I don't, but it would be really, really nice to finish this blush, and that's a cream blush that I have finished out. I don't really know why they call it Nearly Neutral. It is very light, but it is warm tone to me. It's not neutral. It's a blush that so I did put this blush on today just as its own, just so you could see it. It's like a non-existent blush. So kind of the opposite, or kind of not the opposite, kind of the same thing as this, that this will probably be like an everyday blush. The other blush that I have though in my project pan is pretty light as well. So I might end up kind of layering both of them. This has like 0 staying power. I wouldn't repurchase this. Their liquid blushes are far superior to this particular blush, in my opinion, for how I like to wear my makeup. I also like the Quo liquid blush better than this. I like the Merit. I think the Merit blushes definitely have better lasting power. And I like the shades that I have in the Merit blush. I haven't really tried any other shade of the Rare ones, Rare Beauty, but so that is our blush that we're going to be working on. And again, we're going to just try and finish that out this year. So this is going to be a very unexciting project in terms of like rolling in and rolling out. I really just want to focus on trying to get as much use out of those products as I can. I also don't do like side-by-side photos for this project. I think that's one of the reasons why I like this project. I take it a little bit easier. We just kind of do a like, where are we at? Like, let's show it on the screen. For this product, I did put the markers on it, and I did weigh everything as well. So let me just kind of do like we're just going to do a show and tell, so I have like at least starting points that I can sort of screen grab for later. there is the bronzer. The bronzer is a little further down than the highlight, but they're pretty close. There's the highlight. Again, the highlight maybe has just a touch more than the bronzer, and I think the highlight will definitely go slower than the bronzer. And then again, just to kind of get a good screen cap of this guy. A nice centered picture of where we're at. So that's the first two products, but as you can see, it's kind of three. Then I decided to throw this in. I don't have this tracked anywhere. I forgot I had it. It's a sample, but I feel like it's gonna last a long time. And I've got all three stuck together, but I may end up pulling them apart. We'll see how this goes. This is the Westman Atelier. They had the trio a few years ago. I want to say 2 years ago. Last year they had like a highlight and a blush, but it didn't have like all three. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't buy that little trio. It was hella expensive, but really, really nice. I'm not sure if you can even buy the minis. So these are in the shade. Lit is the highlight. Petal is the blush, and Biscuit is the bronzer contour. These look super gross. They're like these little pucks, and it's kind of dirty. I was playing with these over the holidays, and I was like, yeah, these are really, really nice. So I'm just going to swatch them next to these as best as possible. You'll be able to see the difference very well with that bronzer. I really like the Biscuit bronzer shade over the, what do you call it? Kiko Milano one. Much, much better. I'll swatch the highlight next. It's very different. I'm going to swatch it next to the highlight. It's a unusual, like, duochrome type highlight. It's more of like a wet finish kind of thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's got this, like, iridescence to it. Again, maybe I'll drop the lighting so you can, because it's very hard to see. How well you can see, that's it right there. It's going to look like a product that I'm going to show in a minute. But you can see it's like a pinky purple. It's sort of a sheer undertone with this like little shift to it. It's a very interesting product. The texture is also very interesting. It feels a little more creamy, oily. I want to say oily. That's probably the better word, but not in a bad way. Not in a Merit highlight way. This one feels a little bit better, and it seems to dry down a little bit better. I never feel like the Merit ones really dry down. And then the last shade is the blush, and again, a different kind of shade of blush compared to the Nearly Neutral. This one is definitely a bit more of a cool tone pinky blush, a little more mauvey there. So you can see the middle shade is the Rare Beauty, and then this shade is Petal from Westman Atelier. So very, very different shades, but similar kind of products. I wasn't tracking this. I did a clean out of all my makeup back in December, like when I was doing some inventory for my beauty care stuff, and I was like, let me clean out all my drawers, all that kind of stuff. And this was sitting in the back of one of the drawers. I was like, oh, hey, how you doing, girl? And when I like swatched it, I was like, oh, this is still pretty good. So like I said, I've been playing with it a little bit over the holidays, and I'm like, let's throw this in a project. Let's just finish it up. Not tracking, I wasn't tracking this in my inventory at all, but I would like to finish them out. I would like to play with them. They seem like really nice products. Would I ever buy the full size of those? Probably not, because they're stupid expensive, but it'll be really nice to actually play with these this year. So again, item number 3 is actually 3 items. So technically we're at 6 already. 6 products, kind of cheating. And then I feel like that's kind of boring. Like we're just using blush, bronzer, and highlighter. So what else can I put in this project to make it interesting and not get into like too much overlap with some other projects? And I decided to look at my liquid cream eyeshadows. And in the top little drawer that I have 13 of them. And I was like, hey, that's kind of like the blush thing last year. So let's do that. So I did pick out 2 to start with, because obviously what I learned last year is 13 is too many for each update, 1 per month. So we're starting off with 2, because I couldn't really pick, and the one I probably won't use a whole lot. Again, this isn't to finish these. I'm not even going to put down like a number of like usages. I just want to play with them. So the first one is the Almay Velvet Foil Cream Shadow in Astro Girl. This is a really pretty white shade, a little bit like the highlight from Westman Atelier, but not quite. This is more like white based with a pink shift. I'm just going to swatch both of them. So that's the first one. again, this is a lot of product. I don't think I could ever finish this ever, unless I just slapped it on my eyes like every single day. And then the second one is the Kaja Moon Crystal. I have 2 of these. This one is in the shade Mythical, and I dabbed a tiny little bit on my eyes today. I could have put a little bit more. I might put a little bit more on later. This is a bit kind of like, again, it's like the Westman and Tellier highlight is in between these 2. So I thought these would be really nice. Let me put the lighting down again. I thought these would be really nice for January, like that sort of icy, shimmery. It'll look really nice with the eyeshadows that I still have out from my No Pan Left Behind, as well as the palette that I've started for my Pan That palette. So those 2 I'm going to play with. I might keep one of them going for February, and like I'll definitely roll one of them out, maybe roll both of them out. We'll see. But yeah, that's going to be the thing that's kind of rolling in the project, if that makes sense. That hopefully makes it somewhat exciting, makes it somewhat interesting. So yeah, that is it. That is my intro for my Partners in Cream for 2025. Like I said, I'm excited about this project. I enjoyed it last year. I like to keep this one real casual, real quick, and just try and use as much of my cream and liquid products as much as possible, because we know they expire much faster than our powder products. So if you like this intro, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.